Boys, did you see the Premier League schedule has released? We're going to dig into it. This is Red Card Radio. Good morning, good evening, good afternoon, whenever you're listening from. Thanks for tuning in. Red Card Radio is a weekly look at the Premier League from three friends who support different clubs. My name is James. I support Arsenal. Up top is Brad. He supports Chelsea. Down below is Sean. He supports Tottenham. Gentlemen, hello, good day. I hope your summer's going well. Mine just got a lot better because we're about 8 weeks away from the Premier League starting, which means the schedule is out, and we get to see the first fixture, the last fixture, everything in between. And since that's the news of the day, that's what we're going to talk about tonight. But before we get too deep, if you could hit that subscribe button, ring the sub notification bell if you're on YouTube. If you're on one of the podcast sites, hit it with a follow, 5-star review, drop a comment on Spotify. Whatever you can do, hit the share button. That helps us out tremendously. And then, of course, just listen to the end. That's the biggest thing that feeds the algorithm, at least on YouTube. So, but
or really, else.
Yeah, or else. Yeah. What are we threatening people with?
Yeah, it's been a while.
Minor inconvenience.
Oh yeah, what's their minor inconvenience, Sean? They have to be a Lando Norris fan in a season where he was supposed to win the title, and he's crashing into walls on purpose.
Or else, yes, you will have to watch your favorite driver try to squeeze through a 2-foot gap when you have a 6-foot wide car.
There's going to be a Formula One talk here in the future at some point, but that talk is not tonight.
No, it's not.
Not tonight.
Not on schedule release day.
We got to stand on business tonight.
Business.
Because we've got the Premier League schedule. So, something interesting that I really enjoy that the Premier League does, at least on their website, they have this kind of intriguing chart that they use, where they rate the difficulty of the fixture out of 5, 1 being easy, 5 being the hardest. And so they've done this for all the teams. And I've got it up on the screen if you're on YouTube. If you're on one of the podcast sites, there's a blog post on the Premier League website that you can pull up and follow along with if you want. But essentially, what they do is they're ranking, or they're weighting everyone's first 10 fixtures, and it kind of shows us who has the hardest fixture list at the beginning of the season, who has the easiest. You get the picture. And so 4 teams all have an average weight of their fixtures of a 3.2, which means it's above average. 2 teams have 2.7. So you can see the spread is within half a point. And so it seems fairly even. Nothing too broad. And so when you think about this, one of the teams that has the hardest first 10 game stretch is Burnley, newly promoted Burnley. Now, we've kind of gotten into a rhythm in the last 2 seasons where if you come up, you go down. And of course, I don't think any of us are prepared to make any bold claims as of yet. We'll make those bold claims in a few weeks about where people will finish. But it doesn't sound good for Burnley if I just tell you that they have the hardest first 10 fixtures, right?
Oh yeah. I mean, these first 5 games for Burnley are absolutely monsters. I mean, the first one will be easy. It was the 17th ranked team, so they should, be in this battle with them.
It's a relegation 100%. Situation, and it's a 6-pointer in the first match week, right?
100%, right? We got to start the count early. And the stadium's not very scary. It's 3-point lane.
Well, you got to remember that there is no difference depending on what stadium you play at. Like, there's no home field advantage in football. Nothing like that doesn't exist. It's not a real thing.
Doesn't exist.
Hold on, guys. Let me be frank.
How meta can we get tonight, Brad?
Oh.
let me be frank here.
As he goes right with us.
We've got
it's fun.
We've got a new manager. So
Thomas Frank. Thomas something you don't know.
Thomas
the Tank Engine?
Yeah.
Thomas and friends.
Things are different. We're not 3-point lane anymore. Did you go down to the G-Tech and get 3 points, huh?
Sure did.
I think we did.
G-Tech,
I'm pretty sure we did.
G-Tech was hard to play at. All right. G-Tech's hard to play at.
Maybe if your team lost 22 games last season, I don't know.
Yeah. Well, not everybody can. Not everybody's European royalty.
There you go. There you go. That's the retort. Anytime someone talks smack about Tottenham this year, you say, "Well,
you got a trophy
at least I'm European champions." Come on, man. You got to get past
I don't even.
that.
To be honest with you, I don't even know why we started where we started. You're talking about Burnley's first week, match week 1. You know what the season starts with? Probably, James, you might not know where it starts. Brad, you will know where it starts. It starts with the Super Cup, where European champions clash in a great Titan arena.
Hey, Sean.
You're going to get smashed.
Can you just quickly Google when the UEFA Super Cup matches? Just do a quick Google for me. Let me know the date of that fixture real quick.
That's when the season starts.
Okay, well,
that's what I'm telling you right now.
I hope that's not when the season starts for Tottenham. Because they might get off the blocks a little bit slow, right? All right, let's check this out. UEFA Super Cup soccer match.
August 13th.
Okay, so it is early. All right, they're early this year. Look at that.
Yeah, we've got a game to play before you little Tweety birds.
Wow,
start playing around.
It's like the fancy European Community Shield. Let's go.
To be fair, the Super Cup
big time cup
is a little bit. I mean, Brad, you claim the Super Cup.
100%. We won it. Yes,
absolutely.
We won all of Europe's trophies. So, like,
if we happen to be PSG, I'm claiming that cup. This is no Audi Cup. Audi Cup's getting moved out.
I mean,
the Super Cup.
The Super Cup is a legit game. Like, yeah, it's not a friendly. You claim that it's a kickoff. Yeah, so, if you're looking at this as a Chelsea fan, Brad, you guys are playing right now in the Club World Cup, or at least we think you are. I don't know if anyone's seen it. So it might not be taking place because no one's seen it. I don't know. If a tree falls in the wood, did it actually make any noise kind of situation?
It's kind of like those behind closed doors friendlies that we sometimes play.
Yeah. It's like Schrodinger's tournament. If no one sees it, to actually, kind of. Okay. So how do you feel if you're a Chelsea fan looking at the first 10 fixtures? Are you happy because you're playing this season until July 1st or something?
I mean, look, I need whatever Schrodinger's tournament is happening. I need us to get home fast so we can be rested. But this is a nice way to get us eased back into Premier League life because, we are tied with the third easiest schedule for the first 10 games.
Time out. You have 4 London derbies in the first 4 matches.
In a row.
Then you go away to Manchester United. Then you go away to Brighton and Hove Albion. Then you have Liverpool at home. I
have Brighton home at home. I have Brighton at home and Liverpool at home.
Okay,
and then we go to fourth.
Okay, my bad.
Yeah. Yeah, I know. We have 4. We're starting this season with 4 London derbies. This is crazy. I think it's the first time it's ever happened.
Yeah, that's wild, bro.
So, the farthest we're traveling is to West Ham, and they're on the east side. Or Crystal, I think.
Crystal Palace are on the south.
Crystal Palace is southeast.
Yeah, they're on the south side.
West Ham's east. Yeah.
Fulham
so those are 2
right next
big
door.
travel games. Yeah.
Brentford is kind of northwest, I think.
Brentford is super close too. Remember, it's like a hop, skip, and a jump.
Yeah.
Or just a hop. I mean, we should cruise. I'm not predicting points because last time I predicted points on an easy schedule, it torpedoed our season so hard.
It was 18 points out of a potential.
I was like, we get
18.
15. Yeah, I was like 15 out of 50 or 18 out of 18. Yeah, I was like, we should get 18 out of 18.
And you picked up 3 or something like that. 4. Yeah,
3.
It was disgusting. It was 4. No, it was 4 because there was a draw in there.
Yeah.
Or 5. I think it was 5. Whatever. It was not 18. It was far from 18.
So let's take a look. Let's dig in maybe to some of these teams. Let's start with Manchester United, right? So they've got Arsenal at home, Fulham away, Burnley at home, City away, Chelsea at home. All right. So first 5 fixtures, they've got 3 big 6 teams, and they go away to Craven Cottage, but they have newly promoted Burnley at home. United were in a precarious position last year. They finished 15th, the worst finish, I think, in Manchester United, not in their history, obviously, because they've been relegated before, but the worst finish they've had in 1700 years or whatever it is. Their worst Premier League campaign since Sir Alex Ferguson was born. do they like this is a tough start for them.
I'm looking at the totality of the 10 games. So you name the first 5, I'll name the remaining 5 after that. So after Chelsea, they go Brentford away, Sunderland at home, Liverpool away, Brentford at home, Nottingham Forest away. It is
You mean
entirely
Brighton at home.
Brighton at home.
Anyways,
I'm sorry.
sorry.
It is entirely possible that they will have just 6 points after 10 games. After losing Arsenal, Fulham, City, Chelsea, Brentford, Liverpool, Brighton.
That would be
Is it
catastrophic.
Forest?
And Forest.
I mean, Forest away was
only winning against Burnley and Sunderland is what I was saying. They would have 6 points after 10. That is entirely possible. That's not a hot take here, considering last year.
I think it's a little unfair to United per se. I think that they will be more formidable than they were last year, but I don't think that, again, not making a prediction yet, but I don't think that they challenge for Champions League football this year, depending on who they sign.
No.
Now, if they make
Right.
4 or 5 signings, that calculus changes slightly, but at currently constructed, I think they're going to struggle to make the Champions League next year. But yeah, like
but do you look at that schedule and think that it is completely out of the realm of possibility that they have 6 points at the end of that 10?
I think it's unlikely.
Or so it's unlikely. You would have it at a 40% chance of happening. That is unlikely.
I mean, it's probably like if you said like 9, give me a range of like 6 to 10 points. I'm gonna say it's more likely.
In their
But
first
to say 6 points is very unlikely.
out of their first 30 available points, I think that they're going to end up with like 12.
Well, just I don't want to bog down the podcast, but just run it through. Arsenal win or lose. Okay. Pull them away.
Could be a draw.
Draw.
You could sneak a point there.
Okay. Burnley will give them the win. City away.
Loss.
L.
Chelsea home.
Draw.
L.
Loss. It's Brentford away.
I'm outvoted.
James wants to. James.
Oh, that's a loss. That's a loss. Brentford away.
That's a draw.
Draw.
Maybe a draw. Okay.
5 points.
Sunderland home will give them the win. Liverpool away. No.
Loss.
Forest away.
That's a loss.
Probably loss.
And then Brentford at home. Or Brighton at home. So
it's a win.
Probably a draw.
We're maybe at 9 points. We're best case scenario. We're at 9 points.
Anywhere from 6 to 10, I think, is probably realistic.
I mean, think about that. They're 10 games in and they're at 10 points.
That would be like. Could you imagine the pressure that would be on Ruben Amorim at that point?
That's what I'm saying. Like his seat is going to be the first hot seat.
And it's like completely. We just realistically predicted games and not trying to be biased. We realistically predicted games there. That's a really tough 10 games to start with while you're already on a mildly hot seat.
Could you imagine if Burnley somehow bags a point on that?
The Scoville rating on the seat is very low right now. We're at a jalapeno. It's going to be at a habanero after that 10 games.
Like 2 points in 5 games. That's crazy. That's like, or even 4 points in 5 games is crazy for them. But it
looks dangerous. Let's turn our attention to Burnley though. Like, just real quick before we look at some of the other teams, because Burnley's also with that 3.2 rating that they listed.
I want to make a quick point. I want to make a quick point because we did sell Wolves up the river last year off of having the toughest first 10 games. We sold them up the river because they were so awful and they were in relegation zone and they were 20th for a while. And then the schedule lightened up and they started stringing together some results. So a little bit different, but that could happen for United too. I'm not selling United up the river. I'm just saying it's going to be rough seas to start.
Well, here's the best thing about this for Manchester United is you're going to play all 19 teams twice.
Yep.
It's just when it happens.
Yeah. Now for Burnley, their first 5 are Tottenham, Sunderland, United, Liverpool, Forest. Tottenham's away, United's away, Liverpool and Forest are at home. Welcome to the Premier League, right?
Welcome back.
Yeah, welcome back.
Welcome back.
Is
JJ Watt.
Is that 5 losses?
I mean,
No,
Sunderland's at home.
they
It's
did,
your
yeah.
first home
Yeah.
Premier League game. They're getting something out of that.
Sunderland barely made it. Burnley won Leeds won. But Burnley secured.
What, Brad?
No, then I have something for the end. I got it written in the stars.
Oh, okay. Is this something about Leeds? The last time Leeds won the
No,
Leeds
championship?
won the champions.
Sunderland.
Yeah.
Last
All right.
time Sunderland was in the
Well,
Premier
don't.
League.
Okay,
Is
save
it-
it, save it if
go.
you want. But yeah, Sunderland barely made it. They should be crushing them.
Okay, fair enough.
Depends also how many.
Hot take.
Does Burnley keep everybody and not have to sell people? Like
Yeah, that's a good point. Like, how much do they have to?
'cause there's rumors their goalies up for, like, Newcastle want their goalie. There's a couple of defenders, I think, on the market. So, like, it also, like, we're doing this at the very beginning.
Yes,
right?
yeah,
So,
it's
disclaimer. The window is back to being opened again. And we'll see what happens.
Yeah, it'll
but, like,
be it'll be open in what
it's open now.
10 days.
no, it's open now.
Oh,
It opened again
okay.
on like the 16th, I think.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
But Club World Cup teams can't register new players. They can sign players, but they can't register new players for the tournament.
Oh, what a weird
Until the
weird
group stage is over.
Can you?
Oh.
Is there another round of registration?
Yep.
Oh, that's so stupid. I hate this tournament already.
I hate this tournament too.
But
and I'm
about
in it.
the Burnley goalkeeper, just a fun anecdote about him. In the last season, he happens to be a big Cleveland Browns fan. I don't know if we mentioned this on the podcast, but
News to
the
me.
goalkeeper for Burnley happens to be a big Cleveland Browns fan for whatever reason. And he made a bet with JJ Watt, who is a minority owner of Burnley and very active, that if he did not allow another goal for the rest of the season, that JJ Watt would have to come out of retirement and play for the Browns. And I think he went on something like it was something like 10 shutouts in a row. And JJ Watt was starting to publicly sweat it out of I do not want to go play for Cleveland.
Yeah, he's like,
But
again.
I also don't want my goalie to stop saving everything. I don't want to do this, but this is really good for my bank account.
That's
so
funny.
I don't know what to do here.
All right, so
yeah, who you want to take a look at someone else?
Let's talk about Tottenham in the Thomas Frank era.
Ooh,
Thomas Frank era starts with Burnley at home. Manchester
Thomas Frank era. First of all, get correction of note. First of all, the Thomas Frank era starts with the Super Cup. Go ahead with what you were going to say.
The Thomas Frank era continues with Burnley at home,
Manchester
City away. When PSG put 10 past you, you're gonna forget that the Thomas Frank era started.
It's gonna be like we're gonna make a billboard. Like I'll have like the 10 and change the whole.
Yeah, actually, all you need to do is put a 1 on the other side of your Chelsea crest, and it'll just make 10.
There you go.
Yeah, the other side for the camera. Yeah, well, it's too far. Yeah, you just make a 1 right there. There's 10 right there.
Yeah, Dembele's gonna just so.
Run around with Ballon d'Or. Anyway.
All right, but yeah.
So Burnley.
Yeah, let's talk Tottenham.
Burnley at home's clearly a win. Clearly win. Manchester City away.
Nice to start out easy.
City away.
Don't know. Don't have a lot of confidence there, but we'll get our feet back under us really quickly with Bournemouth coming right back home. Bournemouth, West Ham. I think we're riding. I'd be happy with about 10 to 12 points through there. Brighton away. Everybody knows the Amex is tough to play at when you're at 17th in the league. So
one thing I will say.
10 here?
Hold on. 1 second.
Sorry, did poor math. So 7 points.
One thing I would say though about City away in match week 2 in round 2 is Pep's going to give his players time off after the Club World Cup.
100%.
Pep's going to give all of his players 4 weeks off, and so. Traditionally, Pep has always given all of his players 4 weeks off. I assume he will do the same this summer. Maybe he won't. Maybe he gave everybody a week off after the season, and then they're going to get 3 weeks. I don't know. But I imagine that all of Pep's players will get 4 weeks off. So they might not be coming back to Manchester before, it might be like August 5th or something like that they're coming back to Manchester or something like that. So, you could get a very pared
If that,
down
bro.
version. A very pared down. I don't know when the Club World Cup ends. So,
Let's say
when's the final game of the Club World Cup?
I'm pulling it now.
Yeah, it's like I'm just saying, like
So
it's a
July
good
13th.
it's a good
And
time to play Manchester City, maybe.
And to pair your point a little bit, also is they are in the process of flipping their roster.
Yeah,
They've just spent over the past 6 months. They've spent about $350 million
which
on
indicates
Nuri.
they're not getting any sanctions from the Premier League.
No,
They're
they're not.
perfectly fine.
Marmouche. I mean,
Yeah.
they're spinning. Kusanov. They're spinning, trying to flip the roster, get younger. To pair at that point, all of these new players, there may be a cohesion issue because Pep's whole system is predicated on knowing where, when, how, without thinking.
Yep.
And if someone is not where they're supposed to be, then the system doesn't work.
And
So
De Bruyne to cover up things.
De Bruyne is gone. There is De Bruyne gone. So I guess that's Foden's spot now, I would imagine.
No.
No, phone's
Who
attack.
files into the KDB?
Silva.
Probably.
I guess it could be Silva, but he's also getting older.
New captain. He's the new captain.
But anyways, there could be cohesion issues, is what
Sure.
was my grander point. So yeah, to parrot your point and
it might
it's possible.
It might be a great time to play City, and it's City at the Etihad in August. If I could build my perfect Premier League season for Arsenal, it would be Liverpool away round 1, Newcastle away round 2, City away round 3, Tottenham away round 4, Chelsea away round 5. I would get
Just
all
get
of
them.
just
Get them.
get rid of them all.
Get all the away games.
Like they just get them all done. And so putting that one in the bank, win or lose, who cares? It's done. You've played it, right? Like you don't ever have to think about the Etihad for the rest of the season.
Well, so speaking of that, for you, you're actually not far off with yours. You get the Theater of Dreams out of the way. You get Anfield out of the way.
Yeah,
and you
Arsenal's
get
on the air.
St. James out of the way. And you're gone. You don't have to go back to those stadiums the rest of the season.
Yeah, I'm really pleased about that.
That's not bad.
Yeah, I'm really pleased about that. I'm really pleased about that.
So I kind of jumped the shark there by just jumping straight into it, but I'll just briefly read Arsenal's schedule to start. We've got United away, Leeds at home, Liverpool at Anfield, Forest at home, City at home, Newcastle away, and so on. But yeah, you get out a lot of really tough away games really early.
Yeah. I'm very pleased about that.
Great segue, James.
Yeah, they don't call me the host for nothing. And so yeah, I'm very pleased about that. Obviously, like you made the point, Brad, earlier that you got to play all 19 teams twice. Like you got to play everybody. And so I'm happy to get rid of those games earlier. Now for me, as an Arsenal supporter, it means I want Arsenal to do all of their business last week. Like I want us to sign our players, get our players in so that everyone is there and ready for when Mikel gets the team back together in 2 weeks, 3 weeks, something like that. Like,
yeah,
like I want all the players there. I want them all going to Asia together. Like I don't want anyone to miss in preseason, right? And so
how has the Sesko deal not happened yet? Like how's he not at a striker company
well,
yet?
I think that there's negotiations going on for fees and things like that. But it seems like the center forward, the striker market is super volatile right now, and it's just everything is just kind of predicated on something happening. So once somebody makes the first move, I think there'll be a domino effect of other moves happening. And I don't want to like toot my own horn, but I think a lot of it is predicated on which striker Arsenal sign, whether it's Gyökeres or Sesko. I've been on the record for the last 6 months that I want it to be Sesko, personally. I just think that's a better fit for Arsenal. I think he's more of a pure center forward. I think a lot of times Gyökeres wants to drift a little bit wide, and it doesn't really work for Arsenal's system. Like we don't need our center forward coming out and getting in Martinelli's way or Saka's way. Like just be in the box, bro. Be tall, score headers, clean up rebounds. And I think Sesko could thrive doing that for Arsenal. But there's reports that have come out in the last 48 hours that Liverpool are going to make a big splash for Alexander Isak. So if there's a number out there that gets Isak sold, I think Arsenal should say that they'd be willing to pay for that as well. I think that
150.
I mean,
I think the number is 120.
120
I
in like
think it's like
guaranteed,
150.
but
Yeah,
compensation
like
up to 150 is what
Oh,
kind of
okay.
the rumor is that if
Wow, so that Liverpool are just slapping down
Yo,
300 milli.
yeah, if in some world Liverpool spend 285 million pounds on
Yeah,
two players,
Netspin FC
yeah.
yeah,
my other side of my body.
like that would be insane. Um,
Yeah, and then they prided themselves on being net spend FC for years and years and years, and now here they go, 2 players,
Klopp.
300.
Yeah, Klopp leaves, and all of a sudden it's like,
Yo, Jurgen Klopp's probably rolling in his grave right now, just so mad, just
Yeah,
so
you
mad.
couldn't give me any of that. 2
Yeah.
players, Wirtz and Isak. You're dropping 300. All right, cool.
They made a pity bid for 105 for Caicedo, like in his last summer, like just to like be like, oh yeah, we got the money, we want him too, just to make it seem like that they were interested. There was no way Caicedo was ever going to Liverpool.
You know what it is? I don't know if you guys are aware. You know where all this money's coming from for Liverpool? The FSG group sold the Boston Celtics last summer. And so they don't have that anymore.
And did they just send like a $250 million contract to somewhere in the MLB?
Yeah,
they got rid of Rafael
Devers?
Devers. They got rid of Devers.
I had the name. I had
to,
the
to
name.
San
It
Francisco,
was
right?
it was a
Yeah,
big time contract. They just got off their books and they were like, you know what? Since we don't got that, Isak on deck. Let's go.
It would be wild. It would be wild if Liverpool signed Isak after signing Wirtz. And speaking of Liverpool, they've got Bournemouth at home, Newcastle away, Arsenal at home, Burnley away, and Everton at home. The first
Ooh,
Merseyside derby of the season
that's
is
an early
September
derby.
20th.
Now I know
Wow.
this one will be at Anfield, but the new Goodison is open, right? This will be
It will be, yes.
it will be open.
I'm not
It won't
sure.
I think it
It's
is already open.
They're not in a little limbo zone because I know Goodison is done. The new Goodison. So where is
it's probably gonna
Everton?
have it's probably gonna have a stupid name.
Yeah,
Just assuming.
the Tampax Arena or something. So everything's sponsored. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Um,
Not like my
Hill
stadium.
Dickinson Stadium.
What is
it
it
will
called?
be
Hill Dickinson.
Hill Dickinson.
Oh, okay. So they went to homage somebody, not a corporate sponsor. Okay, all right. Well, props to Everton on that for not going unless that's a company.
Time out.
Could be a company.
That's a placeholder name. If it's like an homage to somebody,
okay.
that's guaranteed a placeholder name, waiting for the
Okay.
right. I have no idea
FedEx.
what Hill Dickinson is or who that is. But if
No,
it's
it's a.
is it a company?
It's a company.
It's
an
a company.
international
Okay.
commercial.
All right. Okay. All
An
right.
international commercial
All right.
law firm.
Is
All
it
right. You
Founded
sold
in
out.
1810.
And I know I heard you laugh, James. I know that seemed random. The Tampax Arena. That was a reference to basketball. If you're familiar with the movie,
I am not.
Because the South Park guys made the basketball movie. They were making fun of how all the stadiums were selling out to corporate sponsors. So in basketball, their sports team arena was called the Tampax Arena. So they were just making fun of all the corporate sellout.
Sure.
Which is why I went with that.
Could you imagine like naming your stadium after an airline company or something? Insane.
Well, can
10
you
mil a
imagine?
year.
Can you imagine having your stadium open for the better part of a decade and not finding a sponsor for it?
Yeah, that's wild to me that
That's amazing.
Daniel Levy hasn't,
Of all people,
who
loves, who's Scrooge McDuck, who loves money more than winning.
Yeah.
Has not found a sponsor for the stadium.
Hey,
Anywho,
listen.
all of this to say that the Hill Dickinson opening, the christening, the champagne bottle slapping on the side of the building to christen the building will be the second week of the season against Brighton.
Yeah. Okay, that's good.
They paid $10 million a year for those naming rights.
That seems like not enough for a stadium.
I feel like
It does not
it's a
seem
commercial
enough.
law firm in Liverpool. It's like like we're gonna rebuild this area type deal, friendly thing.
It's probably the
I
company
feel like
that
that's
it's probably the
probably
company
why
that
Tottenham doesn't have a stadium name. Is the number
It's one
hasn't
of the
been-
largest in Europe, by the way.
but it's got to be the company that like the law firm that did all of like the lawyer stuff for the building of it, like they did all like the permits or whatever, and like I don't know, whatever lawyers have to do. That's probably the
This is
company.
insanely entertaining soccer.
We're doing amazing stuff, right? This is what we do.
Who else does a deep dive on stadium naming rights? Nobody else. You only find that on Red Card Radio.
That's what we do.
So how do you
Naming
guys
rights,
how do
baby.
you guys think I know we said we aren't going to do numbers. Brad, how many points out of 30 are Chelsea going to have in the first 10 games?
Oh,
I don't know,
God.
but we win in the Prem, so
We win in the Prem. Wow.
enough.
Wow.
Enough. We have enough
Written in
points.
Let me guess,
Oh, it's
Brad.
written
Is
in
it
the
written?
stars.
Is it written in the stars?
So
Tell me
guys,
why.
Last time Sunderland was in the Premier League. 2016, 2017. The
And?
last match of that season was against Sunderland. Do you know who Chelsea plays at the end of this season?
Bournemouth.
Sunderland Football Club.
Oh man, wow.
Okay.
I
And you
know
relegated
means?
them. You relegated them and won the league.
Trophies coming home.
and you had an Italian manager that
and
year.
we had an Italian manager.
And
too.
Enzo
Look at you.
Maresca.
You're right. You're writing this for me.
He could be
Thank
Italian.
you.
I don't really know, but he's close
He
enough.
is. He's an Italian manager.
Close enough.
You'll have to manage the bald versus full head of hair. Like
Bald curse might be
a
gone.
Nationality.
Bald
It's
curse might be gone because
Yep.
Arne Slot.
Yep, Slot did it. So now
Harkonnen
next.
Harkonnen FC is
bald is in. Bald is in
Dan's
between
calling.
Pep and Arne Slot. But
Yeah.
bald is in.
Mikel Arteta is going to roll up to the first press conference with
shaved.
the polished noggin. That would be something. He's got
Can
great
you
hair.
imagine?
He's got great hair. It would be
great hair.
terrible.
I bet he would have to shave it like every 34 minutes to keep it to keep it shiny.
Probably.
He's got it would be the first 5 o'clock shadow on his head.
This podcast keeps getting better and better.
Can you guys tell
Summer
summertime?
content, baby. Summer content, baby.
Summertime.
All right, we need to be done.
Just living it up.
Let us know in the comments who you support and how many, are you excited about your first couple fixtures? How are you feeling about the schedule for your team? Let us know in the comments below. We will take a look at them. We'll ingest them. We'll see how you feel. If you want to join the conversation that's more ever present, you can join our Discord. It's linked in the description of this video or the podcast. We're talking in there occasionally. Sometimes we're making fun about Sean supporting Lando Norris in our F1 channel. All that stuff. So if you want to do that, you can do that through the description, the link in the description. Either you guys got a parting shot? No,
not yet.
Okay.
Not yet.
Remember, hit that subscribe button, ring the sub notification bell. You're going to have to be a Lando Norris supporter. And that seems like a burden no one wants to carry. Hit us up on social media. That guy at top is at KSBrad. G down below is whiteheart_Sean. I am at James Tiffany. Collectively, we can be reached at redcard_radio. Look forward to hearing from you guys. Hope you have a good week. We will be back next week, probably on our regular schedule. We had to push this podcast recording until after the schedule release. That's why this one's getting released on Friday instead of Wednesday like normal. So in theory, we'll be back next Wednesday. But it's the summer. We might get wild. You never know what we're gonna do. You just gotta. That's why I gotta hit
like shadows.
You gotta hit that sub notification bell. But we'll be back next week. Thanks so much for tuning in. We will talk to you guys soon.